Hi everyone and welcome to our first topic on business finance, wherein our goal is number one, to explain the major role of financial management and the different individuals involved, and at the same time to distinguish a financial institution from financial instrument and financial market, and also to explain the flow of funds within an organization through and from the enterprise. So dito class, no, pag-uusapan natin bakit ba mahalaga ang financial management, ano ba yung mga financial institution involved in implementing a sound financial management, ano ba yung tinatawag nating financial instrument and even financial markets, at paano ba pinapaikot ng isang organization yung kanilang pondo or pera. So first is, what is finance and financial management? So finance is always of great importance, be it in a business or in one's everyday life. It is important to manage risk in business. So, syempre, no, when we have money, okay, we use it for our expenses, we use it for our daily living, and in the perspective of the business, it is being used for operation. At meron kasi tayong minamanage na risk, no? Kasi when we talk about risk, these are, sabi nga dito, no? These are uncertain event that might damage your asset when it is financial risk, no? Kumbaga, possible na magkaroon ng problema, masira yung equipment, magkaroon ng unnecessary expenses, hindi ka kumita. So this could be some expenses are risks na involve in a business. Kaya nga sabi dito, it creates loss of finance. Okay? Which means na pwedeng yung pera na ininvest mo for the business ay mawala. So what is financial management? Financial management deals with that decision that are supposed to maximize the value of shareholders' wealth. So itong mga shareholder, they are basically the investors who finance the business, no? So, syempre, when you are managing the business, dapat is mabalik mo yung investment ng mga investors natin. So, you need to maximize the wealth of those shareholders. This decision will ultimately affect the market perception of the company and influence the share price. Kasi class, no, sa Philippine stock market or sa stock market, tumataas or bumababa ang presyo uh, ng share price, no, or stocks. So, pag tumataas yun, ibig sabihin nun, your company is doing well. Pag bumababa, may mga unperforming things na nangyayari do sa company. So, the goal of financial management is to maximize the value of shares of stocks, and managers of a corporation are responsible for making the decision for the company that would lead toward shareholders' wealth maximization. So now, no, let's talk about the organizational structure of the company that is important in the financial aspect of the business. And the particular set of people each play a role in the decision making of the company. So we have, of course, the board of directors. So it composed of the major stockholders. We have, of course, we have the president rather. Then we have the vice president for marketing, vice president for finance, vice president for production, and vice president for administration. Of course, this organizational structure might be differ from different companies, no? Pwedeng yung isang vice president, dalawa na yung nahawakan niya, no? Finance na and marketing, no? Yung iba naman, no? Operation yung tawag, di production. So, it differs. Pero let's talk about it one by one. Now we will have the roles of each position identified. So the shareholders, no, elect the board of directors. Tapos each share held is equal to one voting right. Okay, once kasi you become a shareholder of a company, you have this what we call voting rights, okay? Since the shareholder elect the board of directors, the responsibility is to carry out the objectives of the shareholders. Otherwise, they would not be elected in that position. The board of directors, no, is the highest policy making body in our corporation. So whenever there is a major decision or a policy that should be created, it should be voted by the board of directors. So, sabi nga dito, the board's primary responsibility is to ensure that the corporation is operating to serve the best interests of the stockholders. So, the following are among the responsibilities of the board of directors. First is setting policies on investments, capital structure, and dividend policies. So, yung board of directors, sila yung nagsasabi, no, kung ano ba yung mga dapat palisiya sa investment, no? Normally, pag sinabing policies on investment is it could be how many shares ba ang ilalabas natin for this year. Baka kasi mapaya pag marami ng shares ay malumiit no yung profit ng mga current investors for example. Tapos yung tinatawag nating capital structure. Saan ba manggagaling yung capital natin, no? Are we going to borrow money from the financial institution or majority of our capital will be coming from the profit of the company, no? Or we will put our corporation in the stock market, no? Kung saan pwedeng bumili ng mga stocks yung mga investors. So this could be some policies. And of course, the dividend policies is kunyari kumita yung kumpanya, how much no should be given no to the investors, no? Magkano ba yung dividend na mabibigay sa mga investors? Kasi yung dividend, ito yung parang kita ng mga investors. Then of course, the board of director is the one who approve the company strategies. Tayo ba ay mag-i-implement or magla-launch ng other stores sa ibang bansa, mga ganun, no? And goals and budgets, no? And the board of directors is the one who appoints and remove members of the top management, including the president. So, yung president is being elected rather by the board of directors. And of course, the board of directors is also the one who determine magkano ba yung sasahurin ng top management. No? And they are the one who approve the information and other disclosures reported in the financial statement. Kung saan yung mga information no sa financial statement ay sila yung nag-a-approve, yung board of directors. So first is the president or the chief executive officer. The roles of a president in a corporation may vary from one company to another. Among the responsibilities of a president are the following. Letter A, approving the information and other disclosure reported in the financial statements. Kasi no, once kasi na approve na yan ng CEO or the president, it will be placed no for public view and it will be seen by the um, potential investors and current investors. So kung kunyari sabihin na natin no ay may nakita siyang mga hindi tama dun sa financial statements at yun ay inapprove niya at pinost niya no, in publicly, possible mawalan sila or mabawasan yung kanilang mga investors kung may mga mali dun sa, kung may mga parang hindi tama dun sa financial statements na hina-highlight. Overseeing the operations of a company, ensuring that the strategies as approved by the board are implemented as planned. So, ang trabaho ni President ay i-monitor no, kung yung mga inapprove ng Board of Directors ay na-implement. Kunyari, magtatayo tayo ng additional branches sa ibang bansa, no? Mga ganon. So, ito ba ay nangyayari? Ito ba ay may pondo? Ito ba ay may mga tamang logistics, no? To operate. So, this could be some of the things that the President should consider. And then letter B, performing all areas of management such as planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So sa pagdating sa pagmamanage no ng iba't ibang mga department, even though may mga department heads ay minomonitor pa rin niya ni President. And of course, representing the company in professional, social, and civic activities. So, kunyari, kailangan ng representation ng kumpanya, no? And this is going to be a big publicity for the company, then the president of the company may appear. And then for the vice president for marketing, ito yung kanyang responsibility. So, formulate marketing strategies and plans, directing and coordinating company sales. So normally, no, ang trabaho talaga ni marketing is to increase the sales. And then, letter B, performing market and competitor analysis. So, trabaho ni marketing na i-analyze yung competitor at yung market para makapag-create ng opportunities for more income or sales. And then, analyzing and evaluating the effectiveness and cost of marketing methods applied. Kung meron tayong mga marketing strategies or promotion, effective ba ito? Yung gastos ba natin sa marketing ay napapalitan ng mas malaking sales? Letter D, conducting or directing research that will allow company identify new marketing opportunities. Example is the variance of existing products or services already offered in the market. And of course, letter E, promoting good relationship with customers and distributors. In terms of the BP for production, syempre, ini-ensure niya yung production, yung number of products available ay nami-meet yung customer demand, no? Hangga't maaari is dapat walang dito, hindi tayo undersupply, no? At hindi rin din oversupply, no? Hangga't maaari is um, within the production forecast. And then letter B is identifying production technology processes, no? Ano ba yung mga equipment na kailangan para ma-produce yung product? Kailangan is mapaliit din natin yung production cost, no? At kailangan yung company maging cost competitive. Kasi pag masyadong mataas yung production cost, possible if your business or products are selling, let's say, products na hindi pwedeng itaas masyado yung presyo, baka hindi mabili ng mga target market natin or customers. And then coming up with a production plan that maximizes utilization of the company's production facilities. Okay, dapat na ma-maximize natin yung planta, yung equipment, yung mga workers, and identifying adequate and cheap raw material raw material suppliers. So dapat is pag nakakabili tayo ng raw materials na mura pero quality. Ngayon, ano naman ang trabaho ng BP4 administration? So dito, no, is the one who's coordinating function of administration, finance, and marketing departments. So kumbaga, may mga kunyari kailangang equipment si marketing, no, mga banner, ganun. So they will be the one who will provide them, no. Ganun din si finance, no. Kailangan niya ng mga, let's say, mga computers, no. So si admin ang bibili for them. Then assisting other departments in hiring employees as well, no? Sila din yung tumutulong. And of course, they provide payroll preparation. Pag sinabing payroll, ito yung parang pag-prepare rather, sorry, ng sahod ng mga empleyado. And of course, the payment of vendors, ito yung mga suppliers natin, and collection of receivables. Pag sinabing collection of receivables, ito yung bayad ng mga customers natin. And then determining the location and the maximum amount of office space needed by the company. No? Kunyari, yung office, saan ba ilalagay? Kasi normally, yung mga companies, nagrerenta sila ng mga building or nagrerenta sila ng mga space. So the role of BP4 Finance or Financial Manager is to determine the appropriate capital structure of the company. So ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng capital structure? So sabi dito, it refers to how much of your total assets are financed by debt and how much is financed by equity. So dalawa yun, no? Ang capital structure pwedeng i-finance by utang or by what we call equity. Equity is basically yung sa stocks, no? To be able to acquire assets, our funds must have come somewhere, no? If it has bought using cash from our pockets, it has financed by equity. It means na yung kinita natin, gagamitin din natin for capital ulit. So, that's an example of finance by equity. Or, yun nga, pag nagbebenta ka ng stocks sa stock market, that is another finance by equity. On the other hand, if we use money from our borrowings, the asset bought has financed by debt. What are the functions of financial managers? Number one, they make financial decisions. So include making decisions as how to finance long-term investment and working capital, which deals with day-to-day operations of the company. Kunyari, no, magtatayo ba tayo ng additional na planta for our production? Kailangan pag-aralan nila yan kasi baka mamaya nagtayo sila ng planta tapos hindi naman pala ma-maximize yung gamit nun. So, matutulog lang yung pera at masasayang lang yung time na dapat yung pera na yun invest na lang sa other things, no? So, another one is investing decision. To maximize the probability of failure, long-term investments have supported a capital budgeting analysis. So, kunyari, no, um, bukod sa planta, no, yung mga equipment, no, are we going to use this for long-term usage? Kasi kung gagamitin natin siya for long-term, then bumili na tayo ng mas mahal pero quality, 'di ba? So, another one is operating decisions. It deals with the daily operations of the company, especially on how to finance working capital accounts such as accounts receivable and inventories. Let's say, no, bibili tayo ng mga supplies, no? Sa supplier, hindi naman pwedeng bumili tayo agad ng as in gagamitin natin for the whole year, no? Kasi pag bumili tayo ng gagamitin natin for the whole year, possible yung ibang mga gamit doon matetenga lang, made-deteriorate lang at matutulog lang yung pera. So they have to make decisions for operations. Ganun din sa accounts receivable, ipapautang ba natin yung mga products natin or pwede ba natin siyang i-offer pa installment? Baka kasi mamaya kung i-offer natin pa installment, maubusan tayo ng cash kasi hinihintay pa natin yung receivable from our customers. So, wala tayong pera pampaikot. Okay? And then, we have also the dividend policies. So, as I mentioned a while ago, yung mga shareholders, kumikita sila through dividends at normally, ang nagre-recommend yan sa board of directors na ito yung uh, dividends na i-release ay yung BP for Finance or Financial Managers. So, for approval yan ng Board of Directors. So, meron tayong tinatawag na financial system, no? Wherein the savers, no, and the users of funds are being linked with each other. Okay? So, savings come from the household, individuals, companies, government agencies, and other entity whose cash inflows are greater than their cash outflow. So, may mga institution, individuals na sobra ang pera, no? They are the what we call savers. So, ang nangyayari is, no, the financial system through the financial intermediaries provides a mechanism by which the savings can be channeled to users of funds, borrowers, and investors. Okay? Kumbaga itong mga bangko, mga investment companies, insurance companies, sila yung parang nagiging mediator, no? Sila yung nagiging intermediaries na kung saan yung mga users of funds, which is pwede ring household, no? Kunyari, kailangan mo ng kotse, magka-car loan ka, pwedeng mag-car loan ka through bank financing, 'di ba? Na yung pera ng bangko ay nanggaling dun sa mga savers, 'di ba? That's an example of that. Or kaya company ka, mag-expand ka ng branches mo, no? Tatayo ka ng additional branches, kailangan mo ng additional pera. So, hiram ka sa financial intermediaries like the banks or other investment companies. And then, yung pera na yun is coming also from the savers. So, ganun na nangyayari. So, some of the financial instruments issued by the user of funds, such as the share of stocks and corporate bonds of publicly listed companies, and the debt securities issued by the national government has traded. So, itong stocks, ito yung parang nagkakaroon ka ng pagmamay-ari sa company, while yung corporate bonds, kumbaga parang this is one way to na magpautang ka no sa mga investors, yung bonds na tinatawag. So we have these financial institutions wherein these are companies in the financial sector that provide a broad range of business and services, including banking, insurance, and investment management. So ito yung mga financial institution like mga bangko, mga insurance companies na may mga services sila. Kunyari, sa bangko, pwede kang mag-deposit, no? Pwede mong ipa-encash yung cheque mo sa insurance. Ah, kunyari, life insurance yan. Pag may nangyari sa'yo, no? You are being paid by this insurance companies, etc. Then, no, we have different banks. No, first is the commercial banks, wherein individuals no deposit funds at commercial banks, which use the deposited funds to provide commercial loans to firms and personal loans to individuals. So, and no, actually purchase debt securities issued by firms or government agencies. So, si commercial bank, normally nagpapahiram siya ng pera sa mga business din, and even nagpapahiram din siya ng pera sa mga individuals. Tapos, no, si commercial banks din, nagpa-purchase din siya nung mga debt securities na ini-issue ng mga company, no? So, yung debt securities, katulad nun, yung mga bonds nga, na parang pag binili mo yung bonds na yon, um, parang investment din siya, tapos in certain number of years, no, ay tutubo yung pera na yun. Letter B is insurance companies, no? So normally binibili ang insurance para sa sarili mo, no? Pag ikaw ay nawala, for example, yung merong perang ibibigay dun sa maiiwan mo, no? Property, kunyari may mga bagyo, lindol, no? Meron ka makukuhang pera, no? And even sa health, pag nagkasakit ka, is meron ka makukuhang pera pampagamot once you have this insurance, no? So sabi nga dito, the insurance companies fold these payments and invest the proceeds in various securities until funds needed to pay off claims by policyholders. Kasi yung mga insurance holders, nagbabayad sila ng premium every month or every quarter or every year, no? So yung pera na yun, ginagamit din ng mga insurance companies para bumili din ng mga stocks or bonds para kumita yung pera na hinulog ng mga insurance holders. So ganun lang normally yung ikot nun. Then, of course, we have the mutual funds, wherein these mutual funds are owned by investment companies that enable small investors to enjoy the benefits of investing in a diversified portfolio. Kasi normally, if you're going to buy stocks, no, it will be more costly, no? So, sa mutual funds kasi, pinagsasama-sama yung pera ng mga businesses, ay ng mga individual, kahit 5,000 pesos or 10,000 pesos. Yan, pagsasama-samahin yun. Tapos, pag pinagsama na yung pera na yun, syempre lalaki yun. And yung financial manager who manage the mutual funds can buy lots of securities using the different money coming from the individual investors. So, pension funds, no? Kunyari, nag-retire ka na. Kasi yun eh, pag nagtatrabaho ka kasi class, no, ay may mga binabayaran kang mga, yan nga, mga premium sa mga, for example, sa private, SSS, pag sa public, we have the GSIS, no? So, may nagbabayad ang mga empleyado or any volunteer individual. Tapos, once they reach the age, no, the retirement age, like 60, ay may makukuha silang pension, no? So, ito yung parang ibibigay nung pension companies or financial institution dun sa mga nagre-retire. So, next one is the financial instrument, no? This is a real or virtual document representing a legal agreement involving some sort of monetary value. So, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, it could be a stock or it could be a bond, no? Yan. So, binibili to ng mga may sobrang pera para in the end, no, they intend to grow their money. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga financial asset? We have the cash, of course. Tapos, meron din tayong tinatawag ng equity instrument. Kasi, for example, company A, may sobra siyang pera, no? Pwede rin siyang bumili ng stocks sa company B. Sa ganun, pag tumubo yung pera na yun, no, na binili niya ng stocks, ay mapupunta rin kay company A, no? That's equity instrument. And then, of course, a contractual right to receive or another financial asset from another entity, 'di ba? Ito yung mga receivables na tinatawag. Okay? So, a contractual right to exchange instrument with another entity under conditions that are potentially favorable. So, what are the examples? We have the notes receivable. Pag gumagamit yung customer mo ng promissory note, so expect na magbabayad siya on a certain period of time. O, kunyari, nagpautang ka, no? Yung utang na yon, bukod dun sa principal, may marireceive ka na interest. Ganun din sa stocks and sa bonds, no? Tumutubo yung pera mo dito. So, meron din tayong tinatawag na financial liability. Sabihin nun, ito yung pananagutan natin sa ibang institution or even to individual. So, to deliver cash or other financial instrument to another entity and to exchange financial instruments with another entity under conditions that are potentially unfavorable. So, kung kanina customer yung nag-issue ng promissory note, dito tayo naman na nag-issue. Notes payable, tayo, kumbaga kung kanina nagpautang tayo, dito tayo naman ang nangutang. Kung kanina bumili tayo ng instrument, tayo naman yung nag-issue ng instrument at tayo yung may pananagutan doon sa mga investor na bumili ng bonds. So that is a financial liability. And then, an equity instrument is any contract that evidences a residual rather interest in the assets of an entity after deducting all liabilities. So, pag sinabi equity instrument, no, example of this are the ordinary share, the capital preference share, capital, and ayun, no. So, kumbaga meron tayong tinatawag na ordinary shares and preference share capital, okay? O yung tinatawag nating, ang common kasi tawag dito, common stock, eh. Common stock and preferred stock. So, later pag-uusapan natin yun. So, first is the debt instrument. So, generally have fixed returns due to the fixed interest rate. Examples of debt instrument are as follows. Number one, yung tinatawag nating treasury bonds and treasury bills. So, ito yung ini-issue ng Philippine government. These are zero risk kasi government naman yung nag-issue nito. So, once na bumili ka ng treasury bonds and treasury bills, ay yun, may sure ka na babalik na pera, no? Usually, low interest rates lang ito dahil nga very yung low yung risk, no? Then, of course, we have corporate bonds, which is issued publicly listed companies. Okay, these bonds have usually higher interest rate compared dun sa mga treasury bonds coming from the government. Kasi ang corporate bonds rather, is may risk din yan eh. Kung nalugi yung kumpanya, edi possible na hindi mabayaran, no, yung ininvest mo sa bonds. The following are the types of equity instruments. First is the preferred stock. Has priority over a common stock in terms of claims over the asset of the company. This means that if a company has liquidated, its asset have to be distributed, no asset distributed to common stockholders unless all claims of the preferred stockholders has given. So, mas normally, no, kunyari nga, yung kumpanya ay, yun na, kailangan na mag-liquidate ng kanya ng mga assets, uunahin muna yung mga owners ng preferred stock bago yung common stocks. Moreover, preferred stockholders have also priority in over common stockholders in cash dividend declaration. So, kumbaga, nag-declare yung board of directors ng dividends, ang unang mabibigyan yung mga owners ng um, preferred stock. Dividends to preferred stockholders are usually in a fixed rate. No cash dividends given to common stockholders unless all the dividends due to preferred stockholders paid first. So, yung mga owners ng preferred stock, meron talaga silang fixed na nabibigay sa kanila. Tapos, once na, yun nga, nabigay na sa kanila yung pinaka-maximum nilang dividends, ay doon pa lang mabibigay yung mga common stockholders. So, ayun. Ang common stock naman is once you are the holder of this common stock, no, you are considered the real owners of the company. Okay? Kasi number one, no, during the profitable period, yung mga owner ng common stock, unlimited yung kanilang dividends. Unlike kasi sa mga preferred stock, fixed yung dividend nila. Okay? So, kumbaga, pag sobrang profitable ng business, doon nagiging advantage si common stock. And normally, yung mga common stockholders, meron silang voting rights. So now, no, let's classify financial markets into a comparative groups. So meron tayong tinatawag na primary at secondary markets. So to raise money, users of funds will go to a primary market to issue new securities, either debt or equity, through a public offering or a private placement. So, normally yung new securities, nakikita yan dun sa primary market. Okay? So, tinatawag itong mga new securities na to, kunyari yung isang company, no? Magtatayo siya ng maraming branches. So, with the help of the investment bank, pwede siya mag-issue ng stock sa stock market. Okay? Ang tawag doon is the public offering. They call it, no, kung first time mag-issue ng stock ang isang company, that is considered IPO or initial public offering. No? IPO yung tawag nila. And the sale of new securities to one investor or group of investors is referred to as private placement. Okay? So kung saan pag nagsisale ka kasi ng mga new securities, um, ayun nga no, piniplace mo yung stocks na yon, and that is considered a private placement. However, suppliers of funds or the holders of the securities may decide to sell the securities that have purchased. Kung saan, kunyari, nabili mo na yung stocks no of the newly issued company, pwede mo siyang i-resell no doon sa secondary market at a profit. Kung nabili mo yun, for example, ng 200 pesos per stock, tapos naging 250, so may tubo kang 50 pesos. And lastly, we have the Philippine Stock Exchange, which is both primary and secondary market. So, meron tayong tinatawag na money market and capital market. Pag sinabi nating money market, these are a venue wherein securities with short-term maturities, 1 year or less, are sold. So, normally, yung mga securities no, na pwedeng ibenta within 1 year or magmamature 1 year or less, nandito sa money market. No? They have created because some individual, businesses, governments, and financial institutions have temporarily idle bonds and they wish to invest in a relatively safe, interest-bearing asset. At the same time, other individuals, businesses, governments, and financial institutions find themselves in need of seasonal or temporary financing. Kagandahan kasi sa money market, for example, yung kumpanya, meron silang sobrang 100 million, eh hindi pa naman nila kailangan, no? Kakailangan nila, let's say, 6 months from now. So, pwede na lang i-invest, let's say, sa money market kasi after 6 months, pwede na lang ikunin yon pero may interest rate na siya. O, diba? Kasi naman nakatenga lang dun sa company, hindi siya tumutubo. And then, of course, we have the capital market, which is the key capital market securities are bonds, which is long-term debt, no? And stock and preferred stock, etc. So, normally sa capital market, pwedeng may short-term din, pwedeng may long-term din. No? Kunyari, yung pera mo gusto mong invest after 10 years, so pwede yun sa capital market. So, again, no, these are the uh, difference between money market and capital market. Money market is more of the short term, capital market is more of a long term.